Scuffy the Tugboat, adapted from the Golden Book of the same name. Down on the corner of 2nd and Main is Bellino's toy shop, and it's just filled with all sorts of wonderful toys. I should know. I'm Mr. Bellino. Why, I remember this one toy, special, mind you. He didn't know what was special about him, though. It all started one day in June. Bellino's toy shop? That's right, we need a toy for Nicky, don't we? For his birthday. We have all kinds of happy toys here. And we have one very special toy. A tugboat named Scuffy.
Who, me?
Why don't you send Nicky down? Have him take a look at Scuffy.
I always thought I had something special to do. Something besides sitting on the shelf. What does Mr. Bellino mean? Maybe he means my happy toot. Maybe he means my shiny red paint. I don't think so. It's something else. Something I'm supposed to do.
Maybe you have a wind-up motor. Maybe you can do tricks like us.
Sure. I bet that's it. But I don't have a wind-up motor.
Shh, someone's coming.
Uncle Gianni, Mama gave me birthday money to buy a present. Hey, I don't know what to buy.
How about this shiny little tugboat?
He's beautiful. He's perfect. I'll take him home right now. Boy, you're a great sailor, Scuffy.
Whee! I can blow bubbles.
We'll play together every day.
I love having a friend, but I still think I was made for bigger things.
I have an idea. Tomorrow we'll go to the brook on the hill.
So Nicky told Scuffy a story about the brook on the hill. Scuffy grew sleepier and sleepier and dreamier and dreamier, and he began to dream. There, little tugboat, go ahead and sail.
This water's cold. This water moves along all by itself. I don't have to splash.
Uncle Gianni, he likes it. He likes it. He's moving.
Whee! This is so easy.
Wait! Come back! Come back!
Run, Nicky!
You'll get lost!
Come on, Nicky. This is the life for a tugboat with a happy toot. There are so many flowers. They smell good.
Hello, little tugboat. What's your name?
Hi. My name is Scuffy.
Scuffy? What's a red and blue painted tugboat like you doing in my brook?
I'm off to find out all the exciting things tugboats do. Come with me. Look, floating flowers. Those must be water lilies. She has a funny toot. That must mean hello. So I'll say hello too. Wow. What a wonderful day. But I'm getting sleepy. I left Nicky far, far behind. I miss Nicky.
The sun disappeared, and the moon took its place.
I see strange shapes moving along the riverbank. What was that? I didn't know night would be like this. I should have waited for Nicky.
Don't be afraid, little tugboat. Listen, Scuffy, we're all friends here. That's okay, Scuffy. Just give a little toot to keep your courage up.
The next morning was sunny and bright. Scuffy felt much better.
Wonder where the brook will take me. This little river keeps getting bigger and deeper and wider.
Look, a village with houses and stores and a church. Look out! Look out, Scuffy! We're coming to a log jam.
Gotta get these logs free. What's this? A boat?
Let me through, please.
Watch yourself, little tugboat. Quick, grab him. I'll take him home.
No, I'm Nikki's tugboat.
Watch out for the logs. Quick, Scuffy, through here.
Too bad he got away.
We made it.
Scuffy, I have to go back to my brook. You're on your own now. Goodbye.
Goodbye, friend. Goodbye, friend. People sure have to build big bridges to cross this river.
Scuffy came to a busy port where people were loading and unloading giant ships from all over the world.
There are 2 big tugboats, and they're helping the giant ships come into the harbor. What an important job! So that's what the big tugboats do. I'm a little toy tugboat. I'm going over and talk to those big tugboats.
But the big ships made waves, big waves, as they say. So big that Scuffy found himself tossed about and drifting.
This is too big for me. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, there's too much water in this river.
Grab those sandbags! Gotta stop the flooding! Water's still rising! Need more help over here!
Oh, I'm just a little toy tugboat. Help! Nobody hears me. Help! Help!
Scuffy! Scuffy! Scuffy!
I'm a little toy tugboat.
Scuffy, wake up! It's time to go to the brook on the hill.
Wow! Was I just dreaming? Do you know, I learned what I can be. I can be brave in the dark. I can sail on a big river right through a log jam. I won't let a storm sink me. But best of all, the river is for big tugboats. I'm a little toy tugboat, and this is the place for me.
What was that? Adapted from the Golden Book of the same name. One dark, cold winter night, as the moon came up over the Bear family's cabin, Wise Owl fluttered down and perched on her favorite branch of the old oak tree. There she spent most evenings keeping watch over the little bears who lived in the cabin. She was joined in this nightly watch by her forest friends, White Rabbit, Field Mouse, and Rough and Tumble Raccoon, who would often peek in the window of Baby Bear's bedroom to see that Baby Bear was safely in bed for the night.
Good night, Mom and Pop.
Good night, Mama and Papa.
Good night, boys.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite.
Good night, Mommy. Good night, Papa.
Good night, little one.
Good night, little one. Sweet dreams.
Baby Bear snuggled down under the bed covers. He rubbed his little feet together to warm them.
Good night. Silly Papa. Don't let the big bugs bite. Silly Willy. Day is done, little one. Close my eyes now, sweet dreaming. Every star is a light watching over me tonight.
Then, right in his room, he heard an eek, and a creak, and a squeak.
What was that?
Baby Bear skedaddled out of bed, down the hall, and into bed with his big, brave brother.
Who's that?
Big, brave brother lifted the bed covers to see what was hugging his legs.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm scared.
Scared of what?
I heard an eek right in my room.
Oh, that's nothing.
And a creak and a squeak.
Well, that's nothing to be frightened of.
But what were those noises?
Oh, there. Those noises were just some little mice in their mouse house getting ready for bed. That eek was a baby mouse. He said eek when he slid his bare feet down between the cold, cold sheets. The creak was the sound of the bed springs when he turned over on his side to go to sleep.
Oh, but what about the squeak? I heard a squeak, too.
Ah, that's easy. See, the squeak was his mother's voice saying goodnight. Mice speak in squeaks, you know.
Oh, I never thought of that. And then did the mother blow out the candle?
Uh-huh.
And did she kiss him goodnight?
Uh-huh. Now, go to sleep or you wake up the baby mouse.
They both snuggled down under the covers and rubbed their little feet together to warm them.
Good night, big brother.
Good night, little one. Day is done, little ones. Close your eyes now, sweet dreamers. Every star is a light watching over you tonight.
Then they shut their eyes to go to sleep, and all was quiet for a while. Then, deep in the wall, they heard a tap, and a rap, and a snap.
What was that?
They skedaddled out of bed, down the hall,
Hurry.
as fast as they could skedaddle, and into bed with the biggest brave brother bear.
Who's that? Oh, it's you. We heard a tap and a rap.
And a snap, too.
Oh, why, there's nothing to be frightened of. Those noises you heard were just little spiders.
Little spiders?
Mm-hmm. Little spiders getting ready for bed.
The two little bear brothers moved closer to their big brother.
But what was that tap?
Tap? Well, that tap was... it was a little spider who had finished brushing his teeth and was tapping water off his toothbrush.
But what was that rap?
The rap was the sound of his hairbrush as he laid it down on the dresser after brushing his hair. He's a tidy little fellow.
And the snap?
The snap. The snap was the light being turned out by his mother when she came to tuck him in and say goodnight.
Oh, did she kiss him goodnight?
Uh-huh. Now let's go to sleep, too, so we don't wake them up.
Okay.
You're very brave.
Mm-hmm.
So all three bear brothers snuggled down under the covers. They rubbed their little feet together to warm them. Then Baby Bear and Big Brother Bear and Biggest Brave Brother Bear shut their eyes to go to sleep.
Oh, your feet are cold.
So tired.
Day is done, little ones. Close your eyes now, sweet dreamers. Every star is a light watching over you tonight.
Everything was dark and quiet again. And then way down under the floor came a bump and a thump and a clump.
What was that?
They all skedaddled out of bed, down the hall, into bed with their mama and papa.
Oh, my.
What was that?
Mama and Papa Bear lifted the bed covers to find the three little bears huddled together deep down under the covers near their feet.
Whatever is the matter?
We heard a bump under the floor.
And a thump.
And a clump.
And we decided this is the safest place.
And the quietest.
And the best.
Baby Bear cuddled up next to his mother. She held him close and patted his little head.
Why, now, there's nothing to be frightened of.
Then what was that bump?
That bump? That bump was a little bug taking off his shoes, getting ready for bed, just the way you do. He let one of his shoes drop with a bump on the hard dirt floor. Hasn't that ever happened to you?
Yes, but what was that thump?
That thump was the little bug thumping up his pillow.
His pillow?
Mm-hmm. To make it nice and comfortable.
But that doesn't explain the clump. I heard a clump, too.
Of course you did. That was the little bug's picture book hitting the floor. You see, the little bug's mother had already told him good night 5 times.
5 times?
Mm-hmm. Maybe 6. But instead of going to sleep, he began looking at his picture book, just like you. Then he heard his mother coming back to check on him.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So he threw the book to the floor with a clump, squeezed his eyes shut, and hurried and went to sleep. You'll probably hear him snoring any minute now.
Oh, boy. Shh. I've never heard a bug snore before.
They all listened very hard, but instead of a bug snoring, they heard Mama's voice.
All bugs and bears should be asleep in their own beds. Skedaddle back to bed now and go to sleep.
Besides, this bed is too full.
What was that?
The next morning at breakfast, Mama Bear served oatmeal steaming hot from the pot.
Such a night. Why, I thought that wind would never stop howling.
Me too.
Baby Bear began tapping the table with his spoon, anxious to taste the oatmeal. Mama always filled the smallest bowl first. And then, right there in the kitchen, they heard a ping, and a pang, and a pong.
What was that?
That was my spoon, silly. I dropped it.
Nope. You know what that sound was?
No, Pop, what was that?
Yeah,
Papa, what was that?
Okay, Father, what was that?
That was the sound of hammers. All the little mice and all the little spiders and all the little bugs are fixing my broken bed.
Silly Papa.
Theodore Mouse Goes to Sea, adapted from the Little Golden Book of the same name. This is the story of a brave and adventurous mouse. His name was Theodore.
That's me.
He lived in a pleasant little mouse village by the sea, where the mice spent their days in all sorts of pleasant activities. They visited the lighthouse on the hill. They flew kites in the gentle sea breezes. They tossed a ball to and fro, and they tended their gardens. But in spite of all these pleasant activities, Theodore was not a happy mouse.
I live such a boring life.
Every night he went to sleep at the same time in the same four-poster bed. He would wake up at the same time each morning, brush his teeth and comb his whiskers into place. Then he would climb to the roof of his house and just sit there. On the nearby chimney sat his loyal friend and constant companion, Beatrice Bird. Theodore would look out beyond the houses and trees to the open sea. He would think to himself,
Every morning is the same. I wake up, brush my teeth, comb my whiskers, climb to the roof of my house, and just sit there.
Beatrice agreed that his life was indeed boring.
The only thing that ever changes is the sea. Sometimes it's wild and stormy, and sometimes it's calm and quiet. That's the best time to go sailing or take a swim in the cool water.
And then suddenly, like a bolt from the blue, or the yellow or the green, an idea struck Theodore. He cried aloud,
I will go to sea. I will sail the oceans. No more sleeping in the same room. No more sitting and watching. Every day I will wake up in a new and exciting place.
But Theodore had forgotten one important thing. He had no boat. How could he go to sea with no boat? But again, suddenly, like a bolt from the blue, or the orange or the green, the answer came to Theodore.
My bed will be my boat. My sheet will be my sail. I, Theodore, will be the captain of my ship. And Beatrice will be my first mate.
The next day, Theodore pushed and pulled his bed down to the shore. His entire family came to see him off. His mother was worried.
But Theodore, what if you meet pirate cats?
Oh, don't worry, Mother. I'll bash them and smash them and make pirate hash of them.
His father was worried, too.
But Theodore, what if you meet wild water rats?
Don't worry, Father. I'll bang them and bop them, and if they bother me, I'll stop them.
Having said his goodbyes, Theodore sailed off to sea.
I wonder what adventures await us, Beatrice.
Theodore sailed to tropical islands and discovered all sorts of strange foods.
These fruits are delicious, Beatrice, and such a nice change from cheese. Oh, I really love it here in the tropics. The beautiful flowers, the houses made of bamboo and grass, the palm trees that almost touch the sky, and especially the dancing and singing.
Come live in our island paradise. Come share all the joys of tropical mice. Come eat from the fruit of a mango tree. Be as happy as a mouse can be, la la, as happy as a mouse can be.
I think I could live on an island forever, Beatrice. But let's look for new adventures.
From the sun-drenched tropics, Theodore sailed to the top of the earth, to a mysterious and frozen wonderland.
Will you look at these creatures, Beatrice? Bears with white fur. Animals that swim in the freezing water. Funny-looking beasts with big, long teeth.
The Eskimo mice taught Theodore to paddle a kayak and to fish through a hole cut in the ice.
I do believe I have a bite. Beatrice, don't eat the fish.
Theodore slept in a house of ice and walked around on snowshoes.
This frozen world is a good place to live, Beatrice. But I think it's time to move on.
Theodore and Beatrice set out to sea again, wondering what they would discover next on their adventurous journey. Then, shortly after returning to sea, a terrible storm blew up, the worst weather they had yet encountered. Theodore and Beatrice hung onto the bedpost for dear life.
Oh, I feel
My stomach's turning upside down. How about you, Beatrice?
In the midst of the storm, a new danger appeared. A big ship of pirate cats sailed right up to Theodore's boat. They looked mean and hungry.
Looky here, a nice mouse dinner.
Come up and see us, mateys.
Theodore and Beatrice huddled together in fear.
My mother warned me about this, Beatrice. Oh, I should have listened.
Just then, a big ship of wild water rats sailed up to the other side of Theodore's boat. They looked meaner than the cats.
Shall we feed them to the sharks, mateys?
Oh, poor Theodore and Beatrice, all alone between two horrible fates.
What can we do, Beatrice? What can we do?
Then suddenly, an idea struck Theodore. He threw one of his pillows at the cats,
Take that, cats!
and the feathers flew everywhere.
I can't see.
These feathers are blinding me.
What's happening here?
Then he threw his other pillow at the wild water rats.
Take that, you rats!
What's going on here?
It's snowing feathers.
I can't breathe.
The feathers stuck to the wet fur of the cats and the rats. They began to sneeze and gasp and wheeze and choke. Theodore and Beatrice sailed away as quickly as they could.
You all look like a bunch of chickens.
Like a miracle, the storm ended and all was calm.
Whew. That was a close call, Beatrice. Let's head for home.
As the two adventurers sailed into the village harbor, everyone was there to greet them.
Hi, Mother. Hi, Father. We're home. We're home.
Everyone danced and jumped for joy to see them.
Welcome home, Theodore.
What did you see?
Tell us all about it.
One little mouse even sat on his roof, as Theodore used to do.
I see them! I see them!
As soon as his bed was ashore, the tired Theodore fell fast asleep. The next morning, Theodore awoke, brushed his teeth, combed his hair, and climbed to the roof of his house to talk about his trip.
We had a wonderful time. We saw things you would never even dream of in a million years.
And Theodore told them of his adventures on the high seas, of the tropical islands with the strange and delicious fruits, of the frozen northlands where he fished through the ice, of the fierce storm at sea, and of the savage battle with the cats and rats. The mice were bursting with questions.
What do mangoes taste like?
What kind of fish did you catch?
How tall are the palm trees?
For as long as he lived, Theodore Mouse would never be bored again.
You know, this is a very interesting world we live in.